Hello everybody, my name is Devgirl Neko, and welcome back to It Moves. Whoa. Earthquake? A hook hangs from the wall, a piece of meat hangs to dry from it. Whoa. The painted glass depicts a scene from the Bible. Whoa, there's a big spider there. Whoa. I like this angle of RPG Maker. It's not quite the same kind of top-down bird's eye view that my games and other games I've seen have. This one's more of a side-scroller. Another one. Like, it seems to be more from the side than most others I've seen. Whoa. Or maybe the angle just... It's a big pool, but I'd rather not use it. I wonder why. Maybe it's that weird face floating in it. But yeah, maybe the camera angle just seems to change from room to room. It's really weird, but it's really cool. What is that? Whoa, are those animals hanging from the ceiling? Uh-oh. Yeah, the view is so weird. Uh-oh, I'm locked in here. Oh god. Whoa. Those are creepy. Oh my god, they have fucking baby doll faces, and oh my god, dolls scare the shit out of me. Oh my god. Okay, this is really creeping me out. Oh my god. I do not like porcelain dolls. They scare the shit out of me. I'm really okay, let's just... Oh god. Oh god, the noise. Oh god, that's... Oh god. Oh shit. No. Oh god. What the hell? My greatest fears were realized in the winter. The days grew short, and the longer nights merely provided this wretch with more opportunities. It was a difficult time for my family. My grandmother, a wonderfully kind and gentle woman, had deteriorated greatly since the death of my grandfather. My mother was trying her best to keep her in the community as long as possible. However, dementia is a cruel and degenerative illness, robbing a person of their memories one day at a time. Soon she recognized none of us, and it became clear that she would need to be moved from her house to a nursing home. Before she could be moved, my grandmother had a particularly difficult few nights, and my mother decided that she would stay with her. As much as I loved my grandmother and felt nothing but anguish at her illness, to this day I feel guilty that my first thoughts were not of her, but of what my nightly visitor may do should it become aware of my mother's absence. Her presence being the one thing which I was sure was protecting me from the full horror of the sling's reach. I rushed home from school that day and immediately wrenched the bedsheets and mattress from the lower bunk, removing all the slats and placing an old desk, a chest of drawers, some chairs which we kept in a cupboard where the bottom bunk used to be. I told my father I was making an office, which he found adorable, but I would be damned if I'd give that thing a place to sleep for one more night. As darkness approached, I lay there knowing my mother was not in the house. I did not know what to do. My only impulse was to sneak into a jewelry box and take a small family crucifix, which I had seen there before. While my family were not very religious at that age, I still believed in God, hoped that somehow this would protect me. Although fearful and anxious, while gripping the crucifix under my pillow tightly in one hand, sleep eventually came and as I drifted off to dream, I hoped that I would awaken in the morning without incidents. Unfortunately, that night was the most terrifying of all. Chapter 5, Urban Explorer. Save, yes. That looks like a two-faced Frankenstein. Or Frankenstein's monster, because... Woof. But yeah, Frankenstein's monster is the actual name of the monster. It's not just Frankenstein, because Frankenstein is the doctor who made him. Weird. Poster for a play. Bunch of school books. The feeling that something's invading your privacy, even without ill will, is still disturbing. What is that thing? What was that thing? You are good. Why is this one chair knocked over? Even if you don't know why they are here, you hold the greatest amount of fear for them. Oh, it's a dinosaur and a bunch of symbols for pi. Pi pterosops? A bathtub in the middle of the classroom. This is really disturbing. Old picture of what seems to be a religious man and woman. The sounds of screams are awful. They are even worse when they are your own. There's a piece of paper here. It reads knock knock. Who's there? Pile of mattresses, dirty and worn out. Oh god. Oh god, that was creepy. Okay. A writing desk with some school material on it. School material. School material. Looks like there's nothing inside. Big filing cabinet, big filing cabinet. School material, okay. Oh god, that thing is creepy. There are various school rules printed here. What is that? There's a hole in the wall where roots have grown. Oh yeah, that is really strange. Locking the door is broken. I don't think I can get in here. Nope. Nothing. I guess the only way to go is down. Busted old machine of some sort. Plants grow through cracks in the floor. Whoa. Why are there so many places to go? This is really creepy. This is really disturbing now. Whoa, what? Whoa, what? Whoa, what is going on here? What? Okay. You're awfully quiet nowadays. Is there something wrong, son? Nothing. Are you sure? Is there something wrong with your new room? Are you lonely without your brother? No? Alright then. I woke gradually. The room was once again dark. As my eyes adjusted, I could gradually make out the window and the door and the walls, some toys on the shelf, and even to this day I shudder to think of it. for there was no noise. No rustling of sheets, no movement at all. What about the blanket right there? The room felt lifeless, lifeless yet not empty. The nightly visitor, that unwelcome, wheezing, hate-filled thing which had terrorized me night after night, was not in the bottom bunk, it was in my bed. I opened my mouth to scream, but nothing came out. Utter terror had shaken the very sound from my voice. I lay motionless. If I could not scream, I did not want to let it know I was awake. I had not yet seen it, I could only feel it. It was obscured under my blanket. I could see its outline, and I could feel its presence, but I dared not look. The weight of it pressed down on top of me, a sensation I will never forget. When I say that hours passed, I do not exaggerate. Laying there motionless in the darkness, I was every bit as scared and frightened. I was every bit a scared and frightened young boy. If it had been during the summer months, it would have been lit by then. It would have been light by then. But the grasp of winter is long and unrelenting, and I knew it would be hours before sunrise, a sunrise which I yearned for. I was a timid child by nature, but I reached a breaking point, a moment where I could wait no more, where I could survive under this intimately deviant abomination no longer. Fear can sometimes wear you out, make you threadbare, a shell of nerves, leaving only the slightest trace of you behind. I had to get out of that bed. Then I remembered the crucifix. My hand still lay underneath the pillow, but it was empty. I slowly moved my wrist around to find it, minimizing as best I could the sound and vibrations caused, but it could not be found. I had either knocked it off the top bunk, or it had, I could not even bear to think of it, been taken from my hand. Without the crucifix, I lost any sense of hope. Even at such a young age, you can be acutely aware of what death is and intensely frightened of it. I knew I was going to die in that bed if I lay there dormant, passive, doing nothing. I had to leave that room behind, but how? Should I leap from the bed and hope that I make it to the door? What if it was faster than me, or should I slowly slip out of that top bunk, hoping not to disturb my uncanny bedfellow? Realizing that it had not stirred when I moved, trying to find the crucifix, I began to have the strangest of thoughts. Chapter 6, The Abyss. This is a long game. Whoa, I'm underwater now. Save, yes. Yeah, I've been playing for 42 minutes according to the game. Well, that was before I did the last chapter 5, so I don't know what it is at the moment. I guess I should swim up. Probably be a good idea. No? Okay, maybe I should swim left. This is very weird. This is really cool for an RPG Maker game, though. Whoa. Whoa, was that my father floating to the bottom of the ocean? Drain water and remove diving gear. Whoa, wait, I thought he was floating on the ocean. Okay. Read logbook. Captain Theodore... Oh god, this is gonna be a long read. Captain Theodore Fielding, September September 2nd, 2007. One of my biggest fears is deep water. Ironic when you consider the fact that I'm now working on a mining station thousands of feet underwater in the Mariana Trench. I have always wondered why I was afraid and reached a simple conclusion. The true fear presented here is actually going down beneath the surface into the depths. It's a combination of all our most common fears. Fear of the dark. When you're at the bottom of a body of water, you can't see anything. It's pitch black. Have you ever tried to swim as far down in a lake as you can? It gets really dark and cold really fast. About 10 feet down. But even that's nothing compared to the deepest point of the entire crust of the earth, located at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, the Mariana Trench, which is 38,000 feet. If you put Mount Everest at the bottom of the trench, the top of the mountain would still be over a mile below the surface of the ocean. Everything below you is complete darkness, and this definitely plays into our collective fear of the dark. Fear of suffocating. Have you ever gotten to the point where you swam down too far in the swimming pool? You seriously considered the fact that you might not make it back to the top before you ran out of breath? If you've ever been roughhousing as a kid with blankets and pillows and you accidentally got pinned down inside of a sleeping bag or something, and you get that point where laughter temporarily turns to screaming, you know what a scary concept not being able to breathe is. Even if you have scuba gear with you down in that deep dark abyss, there's a chance that a valve could pop out or you could run out of oxygen. God, this is a lot to read. I am not used to talking this much ever for this amount of time, talking these many words. I'm just not used to talking all this much. Like, this game is 90% talking. You can't see, and you can't really take a deep breath. Could it get worse? Yes. Fear of the unknown. There are over 1 million species of creatures in the ocean, and scientists estimate that there are an additional 9 million species yet to be discovered. That means we only even know what 11% of the creatures in the ocean are. Most of the beings in the ocean are things mankind has never even seen, or heard of. Who knows what could be down there? Think about a time when you were walking in a dimly lit basement trying to find something. All of a sudden, something brushes up against the back of your neck. They become airborne, similar to a frightened cat, and instantly turn around and shine their flashlight to see what it was. It's never anything actually scary. But in deep water, it's always something scary. It's dark, you can barely breathe, and something just touched you and you have no idea where they just went. But there is more to fear, I'm afraid. Fear of flying insects. Imagine that as you're walking along, all of the beetles and scorpions crawling along the ground, the huge black hairy spiders that are hidden from view in the cracks, and the slimy worms and snakes that are burrowed beneath the ground simultaneously started flying anywhere they wanted. That is what the bottom of the sea without water would be like. For the strange creatures underwater, there is no up or down. Even the manliest men, even though they appear to be calm, quickly tense up and become filled with a secret fear that the bug might land on their eyeball or fly into their mouth. That's why men try so hard to kill them. Unfortunately, in deep water, you can't see any of the undiscovered, freakishly flying creatures that brush past your body as you grasp at your suffocating throat. Whew. Gosh, I think I'm gonna need to take a break for a moment, so hang on. I need to take a break from talking because, oh my god, my throat is getting sore. Okay. Fear of being caught. Imagine that you're running from a bear. You will be eaten if you're caught, and it doesn't help that bears can run faster sideways than the fastest human can run forward. When you're at the bottom of the sea, everything that is around you was built to move in water. If something truly frightening like a shark or a giant squid caught sight of you, You could turn the other way and flail about all you want, but the monster will catch up with you in a split second. You can't get away from anything. Even if you had the wherewithal to see and breathe, you couldn't run from danger. It would simply find you and devour you. There are lots of places that I wouldn't want to be, such as trapped in a burning house, or alone in the vacuum of space. But in the burning house, at least I can see, and in space, at least there aren't any creatures that could get me. There are no other places in the universe that combine as many common fears as 7 miles below the surface of the Pacific Ocean. It is because of the combination of all these fears that I am so horrified by deep water. How can the kid even know all of these complicated words and stuff at the age of 7? I think I'm gonna follow that guy first. Well, that is one big-ass anglerfish. Whoa. It just stops. Okay, there we go. Oh god, I think I started drowning. Probably should have gone down the ladder. Definitely probably should have gone down the ladder. Oh god. I got eaten by a giant worm thing. That is so weird. And creepy too. What if it was asleep? It hadn't so much as breathed since I had woken up. Perhaps it was resting, believing that it had finally got me. That I was finally in its grasp. Or perhaps it was just toying with me after all. It had been doing just that for countless nights. And now with me under it, pinned against my mattress with no mother to protect me, maybe it was holding off, savoring its victory until the last possible moment, like a wild animal savoring its prey. I tried to breathe as shallowly as possible, and mustering every ounce of courage I could, I reached over slowly with my right hand and began to peel the blanket off of me. What I found under those covers almost stopped my heart. I did not see it, but as my hand moved the blanket, it brushed against something. Something smooth and cold. Something which felt unmistakably like a gaunt hand. I held my breath in terror as I was sure it must now have known that I was awake. Nothing. It did not stir. It felt dead. After a few moments, I placed my hand carefully further down the blanket and felt a thin, poorly formed forearm. My confidence and almost twisted sense of curiosity grew as I moved down further to a disproportionately larger bicep muscle. The arm was outstretched, lying across my chest, with the hand resting on my left shoulder as if it had grabbed me in my sleep. I realized that I would have to move this cadaverous appendage if I even so much as hoped to escape its grasp. For some reason, the feeling of torn, ragged clothing on the shoulder of this nighttime invader stopped me in my tracks. Fear again swiveled in my stomach and in my chest as I recoiled my hand in disgust at the touch of straggled, oily hair. I could not bring myself to touch its face, although I wondered to this very day what it would have felt like. Dear God, it moved. Chapter 7, Hostia. Holy crap, how long is this game? I don't know if my vocal cords can take much more of this. Oh god, I think I'm gonna have to end this episode here and actually pick up this game maybe later tomorrow or some other time because my vocal cords just can't handle this. It's way too much talking. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. I will see you all next time, and bye-bye. They can totally see it. Ah, shit.
So yeah, the mole can actually see the light.
Okay. Okay, where'd he go now?
Oh crap, he killed me.